All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yansa le puka pa apam abe lo kamzaha. Katiga na mga I never subscribe to YouTube channel ngo pa ka subscribe. I leave video do me before ka leave video ngo nditable. Ne aboro na wum yamangle. Zungo dabs we are going to talk about fancy gadamin israhim issue. Nta ali issue ma yato amani yina halno zungo tena ba shele. And the lisha cheka tabe shele ma nyala professionally to born to baby facts. Can I cannot exactly samband nama. And then after this video, it will not left with you out there to make your judgment. Ali lele issue ngoma is very complicated. The reason why cannot complicated manyela wula. Lele bansa manyela bambal show kanna. So whatever you are going to say, the button effects on any of these upcoming shows. And that is why we see it to be very complicated. Because fancy mal show karakana with Shatawale and then israhim mal show karakana Ali Mama Sports Stadium. And all these shows ma investment yala dem beden. And Mr. Kamza Hami, whatever you are doing in life ma, abu borne a pass or downfalls. This is what I want to use and begin the lesson show ma. You are watching TOT, Talk of Town. You know, Ayurkaji, Lela particularly to Oma, then the talk of the town. So come here, Radiatwa. What happened? Bolenang. Tokujime, Karapoti Yina, ne fancy gadam make la post about Israhim track list. Listen very careful. About Israhim track list. And then Karaba Yugi, Kulantilatele. Karana issue. And a lot of industrial guys reacted to this particular issue. Shabra make judgment and judge fancy gadam and accuse fancy gadam and two fancy gadam after the incident ma without listening to even what's happening. Yes. And then when it happened, the Yugi ka fancy gadam team they sat on radio can make a disclaimer about lala delete ma kayelia Nede banda nang la strategy to hype Israhim show. Listen very careful. Nebra nang la strategy to hype Israhim show. Fansagadam management came out boldly in yelele to awama. Now, so being yelela and then kalapsi post mana. Most of us then pamdamela issues. We all, you know, because as educator, as someone who is aimed to educate, and I make a post waka yelia. Your Facebook pamala policy shale. When you delete something, it takes 30 days before kalera benma karna vaneshi. You can easily bring it back. Those who didn't understand, but I was very okay. Now, track list ka post ngora posti. Kara delete mo bekala so comes out zonga yasham so comes zonga yasham, you know, we didn't know what's happening. Ka Israhim cannot make a comment on la particular post but kaya na talent now so talent ka fancy woman, you know, we were there again. Ka Israhim you not make a post or make a post but kaya ya no, my godfather asked me to remove his name on his album. Kalalay post ya Israhim ne make ngoma karpa going to connect with post that delete yala. So anya can you pampa connect the dots. Kaya oh maybe fancy I should delete me. Maybe fancy I should delete ya. This was what a lot of people were saying. Now, kaya to appeal now. Bozoka fancy gadame and yelling Israhim or yimo yul album man. That was when as journalism students, we started investigating. We made calls. We investigate just to get the truth. And whilst investigating, one, we got to realize that Fansigadam personally approached Israhim. No shift him or show my date to make way for one Fansigadam in Shatawali show. Fansigadam personally approached Israhim Ni israhim ngumbel mo show ngozale. Ka un fancy min shatawale show nang. And according to investigation shelton nang man, the woman da, according to fancy gadam yale, ni israhim dana libe nang ben yara pam. So for that reason, there was a way for him to make way for un fancy gadam. Mina zaha. We can analyze this in our very own way. Was it right for fancy gadam no yel israhim la? Israhim, was he right to deny fancy gadam? That is left with you out there to decide. Hankel kayan sang pedenne. Kaso yurlam. Listen, Hankel kayan sang pedenne. Israhim is a musician with family. Fancy gadam is a musician with family. And everything they are doing, at the end of the day, in your blason and na family. That is all that we are doing. So it's two things. First, get them to live on Israel relationship. Kaya on to make way for us. Shabi going to live. Where can fans get them we born in Israel make way? At the end of the day, now. In the process of investigating Lala Taoma, we realized that the first Gadam Yelman Israel did that for Makasio, but refused to do that for him. And that sparked a whole of issue. Now, Israel album Mapun, he released a song Kabul in the Biaram. While still an investigator, we also came across Lala particular Yilama Biaram. Karazé that Israhim da borba no min fans gadam nang lala biar ngoma ka approach fans gadam ka fans gadam yalia no ku bierene. He's not willing to be part of lala particular yilama. Israhim be yelshali or maybe jesule. Then he went ahead and then released the song. Tinjong Asaya Abasai. The song is making waves. Now reports lan yina karwuda fans gadam had an issue with Israhim lan yilamana. And I was like, how will he be angry or unhappy if he personally rejected to be part of the song? Was it that fancy Raborn Israhim or Opak? If it is indeed fancy was unhappy, Israhim releasing the last song one Israhim released the song. The fans got him happy Israhim. I personally, I don't see anything wrong. Israhim decided no yelna because approach fancy and local biane. Now, the only thing he's going to do is only say Yilama because he wants it to go and oberon the song or show. Now, after that, Yatama no kuchanka so kam yara. Yatwa post be screenshot yina. Ka fancy gadam ko taxi Israhim. And then Lele particular screenshot a conversation between Fancy and then a blogger Wumpini. I'm going to say this and I'm going to be honest. So Fancy's last screenshot the show you love Fancy's Omin Israhim chat uncle text Israhim message shally. And then Kayali on Monday morning read and never responded. That is what Fancy said after on send Lele message. I've not read message on the send, I'll read it later. Ka Wumpini as a blogger and he didn't answer. Bro, it is painful. Now, I'm going to read what Fancy said or text Israel could respond to my solo. Listen very careful. Now what's my name doing on your album cover? You can't put me on your album without informing me. Remove it. Thanks. Zamatu, let's be honest here. One, musically, better non vego. Israhim decided na bongumia. Tan non vego. The two na mean so nang yila. Kaya nang album. Beka zang lele yila man nang album ne. At least ka inform. Musically. So Israel was wrong for not informing Fancy and other artists, but probably Kazambanang album man. He was wrong. At least. In other way, Israel went to only a moment Fancy relationship. Because this is not the first time coming fancy yila karabi Israhim album. Whatever reason he had, man, he was wrong. At least. There no fancy me. But in other way, let's break down let textual fancy that Senator Israhim, and let's be honest. That was it the right approach from Fancy to Israhim? If Fancy wasn't having anything against Israhim, then don't want to let text go. There be bien. Fancy gram the cabin shout also against Israhim. On text shall or be text le. Wumia. How good morning over no. How high over no. High. Kaula, you know, he didn't do that. What's my name doing on your album? Zamatu. Israhim responding, we didn't get there. But let me tell you, with the respect Israhim has for Fancy, it will be difficult to respond to something like this. Because Fancy message and he's already writing in anger. What's my name doing on your album cover? You can't put me there without this. No. There were so many ways Fancy Gadam could have approached Israhim. And Fancy was 100% wrong in this angle. 100%. Israhim, you know, he could have even made this point without just telling him that he should remove my name on the album. But because he has something in his heart, man, then he will make conclusions, man. So you no mistake. I correct through me. I will make the judgment. Yes. So you no mistake. Be Israel need no mistake. That no fancy correct. Ama because zang ben shano so against Israhim. So now, go make it like a conclusion that Israhim yimo o album ne. Nka fancy so ne. And I'm not going to make judgment. Fancy so ne dem biane. Because so ne. But he was wrong in this angle. He was totally wrong. Because if, for example, this was the same guy trying to make a request, normal mo show zalkas ananga show. So if he had done that, or done la, or some you in the bon, you know. Now the two shows are all coming. Let us show the way Mazakan Name. It's for him the come now. Kafansi Badankana. And then we are praying that let two shows because are not successful. We are not wishing bad for anybody. They be wishing bad for Israhim, and we are not wishing bad for Fancy. Fancy has the numbers already. Probably he felt like a mammal numbers. So for that reason, Tizali Noma. If that is what he meant, and then okay, let's go ahead with it, man. It's wrong. It's total wrong. But let's be honest here. If Israhim, my advice to Israhim, Yala Banshao, Bangang, my advice to Israhim, he should keep going. Strategy shall promote through show. He should keep going with that. It is only God who determines his future. His to determine. Now, not to determine his success. Now, so if I know homework venyala or promotion venyala, he's going to have a successful show. But if he's going to be drained by the issues surrounding him currently, they are affecting me. If he's going to be drained by the issues surrounding him, it is going to affect him. And we don't wish that. Sahana Biane. Whoever has a hand, when comes a hamel no tumbo, no strong Israel, show man successful, should help them. Everybody. The reason why I'm much focused on Israel currently, man, or show young kana first. Man in policy nyamiya. In policy, the nyamiya. Then nakanama. Let's focus on it. Deeper naga, then we can now move to the next one. I've seen Fancy already promoting his show, one mama show. Nobody should blame him. Because he's also putting investment in it. It wasn't like investment. So you can blame him. Chela kati che camp. Mambiela ngombo polo. Mambiela ngombo polo. Mambiela zala polo. Chela kati tap some northern music. We got to a stage. There was a time can never yarya, nilipa fancy, Macasio, Sokotono show stadium. There was a time ka industry guys, successful industry guys, yar radio namne. Kati yarya is going to change. Is going to change. Sahapa na the entame. Rich kid no papa in the stadium. A young guy nobody expected. Agbosh Pella Stadium, DL Pella Stadium, Fadlan. You can even this guy. You know, I'm not going to talk much. I'm praying that the music lovers get supporting northern music. That is all we want. And nous shall conclude. Too much Jilma. The affected Nisala. Nisala, sometimes tuna mala boundaries. Nisala, the tuna mala boundaries. Let me use myself as an example. A lot of people got to know me through the entertainment industry. Parara swelzo. Wumi Napuru. I got 2 years. Mami Napuru with the fila. And we are all okay. If Napuru approach me kaya Zola, I'm contesting for youth organizer. I'm respectfully going to do that. But I'm not going to do things when, you know, and never know a problem because I've already created a lot of boundaries around me. If he needs me, yes, I will decide if he gets me or not. Parara ibuarma, man decided onyama bi okunyama. But he's still my boss. I respect him. I respect whatever he's been through. I respect his success. I respect his journey. But yo Burma, I will decide. We don't nyama bi okunyama. Ni sele tuna melela boundary. There was a time ka Fadlan Kabenomi was Zabrame. Kafadlan co creative boundary into Manga. Now Fadlan is Fatherland. Nobody is pushing him away. Kakaramba and Yele. It is just setting a boundaries for yourself. There are certain things can say nan kahana karamba now so karamba. Because I genuinely so boba nyama mom year na ji so bie so bo the topam. Now, my name is Zola Malema. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Leave a comment, and then I'm Shelley. You know, you've watched the video. If you have a comment, let's have a conversation. Let's share ideas. Leave a comment. It's just personal. But when we analyze things, we want to analyze it in a way that then you now decide either to blame A or B. I'm out.